Another chapter of Brian Jack's Rakkety Tam. I got my new glasses. Hope you like them, because I sure do. Chapter 17. Here we go. Alright, let's see here. Chapter 17. As we knocked from the tree, Tam glimpsed a fierce... As he was knocked from a tree, Tam glimpsed... Oh, there's a poem. Rackety, rackety, rackety Tam, the drums are beating, brah. Rackety, rackety, rackety Tam, are you marching off to war? Ah, who will stand with Rackety Tam to win the King Royal banner? Wild Doogie Plum and the Highlander of rough and ruddy manner, those fighters of the long patrol have vowed to give no quarter, a roaring blood and vinegar when charging to the slaughter. Chapter 17. Here's a picture of a falcon and a squirrel. As he was knocked from a tree, Tam glanced a fierce gold-rimmed eye. The powerful talons locked into the folds of his plaid cloak, and great wings beat in his face. He was being attacked by a large bird. Together they whirled downward in the welter of feathers, fur, and kilt. Fortunately, a lilac bush broke their fall. As they crashed into it, Tam managed to grab his sword, but only by the blade. The warrior squirrel and the burro rolled from the bush, fighting wildly. Tam pushed his paw against the bird's throat, trying to stop the fearsome hooked beak from going into his eyes. He slammed the claymore hilt over his adversary's head, gaining himself a moment's relief. Hurriedly, he tore the cloak from his shoulders and flung it over the bird's head, muffling the angry strikes. Tam ripped the sword hilt sharply down by the assassin's skull once, twice, 3 times, disentangled himself. The border squirrel scrambled upright just in time to see the 2 vermin charging at him. A white fox wielding a sickle curved sword and a ermine brandishing a spear. Having heard the commotion, the fox and the ermine had dropped back from the rear of Glenman's band to investigate. Now the border warrior's blood was up. He sprang at the fox, battering it backwards in the long heavy blade, whereupon it withered under the relentless force. After sweeping the fox's blade aside, Tam swung, cleaving the vermin from ear to neck with one mighty stroke. From ears to neck with one mighty stroke. Spear posed, the ermine charged Tam from behind, but found himself confronted by the big bird, who had rid itself of an enveloping cloak. As the ermine ran by, the bird struck savagely with the beak and talons, bringing the beast screeching to the ground. The ermine wriggled over it, raising its spear for a killing thrust, but Tam turned like lightning, his blade slaying the vermin with a single blow. Panting and aching all over, the border warrior looked down at the dead enemies, then stared into the questionable eye of a huge male goshawk. The bird clacked, his beak tipped together sharply. Run! Why vermin kill vermin? Tam kept his claymore at the ready, lest the hawk renew its assassin upon him. I'm no vermin, and I'm here. These here are my enemies. Why did ye attack me? I was doing you no harm. The goshawk peered into the bare chest for this. Hawk! Turrigan thought you were vermin. No talk now. More vermin coming soon. Hide, come. Judging this to be sensible advice, Tam followed the Turrigan. The goshawk hobbled along swiftly as he awed hoppling on the ground. They made their way through the undergrowth until they reached the big bird's hideout. This was the ledge beneath a low hill surrounded by ferns, vacated by some creature who had dwelt there long ago. Turrigan advanced, his settled down. Grog! All the vermin must die. See what they do to this bird with Ara. Moving aside and hanging with his beak, Turrigan displayed a festering wound in a broken arrow shaft still in it, right where the wing connected to his body. Vermin, shoot me out of the sky, hurts. Turrigan, not fly now. Great, this bird still hunt vermin. Tam felt both pity and instant companionship with the courageous goshawk. Turrigan was clearly a born fighter. Let me try to get that arrow out for you, mate, and then we'll see if your ring still works. By the way, my name's Tam Rakkety Tam McMurrow. The golden rim eyes went pretty. Burrow, good name. You pull arrow out, Burrow, and Turrigan fly again. Kill many vermin. The next few hours, Tam busied himself with removing the broken arrow shaft. It was no easy task and exceedingly painful for the hawk. However, Turgan bore it stoically, gritting out continuously, "Crack! Slay all vermin! Kill! Kill!" Tam finally accompanied his gruesome chore. He held up the barred shaft for the hawk to see. "There, that's the best I can do for you. I know. Even if I had a fire, hot water, herbs, and dressing, I still wouldn't own to the skill and know-how well. Well, how does it feel, Turgan?" Tam could see that it caused him pain. Squinching his fearsome eyes, the goshawk tried flexing the wing. "Peacock, the bird not fly again, girl." Tam patted his hawk's long talons sympathetically. "Don't give up on your hope, you mate. This is only a rough job. You could come with me. I'll take you to my friends. A band of hates calls a long patrol. I'm sure one of them will know how to treat injuries." Chicken swiveled his head, showing white stripes on each side. "Long troll, hey? This bird see hairbeasts many times when I hunt for, and why I'd hear 'em too. They say what?" Tam could not resist a chuckle. "Oh, they say quite a lot. Come on, mate." Obeying Tam's orders faithfully, Doogie had stayed at the deserted vermin camp, but the small Highlander was not gifted with patience. Sitting about idly, twiddling his paws, did not suit him well. Therefore, the Highlander relieved the firm and returned the long patrol. In Doogie's estimation, Brigadier Crumason had been made well aware of the situation, looked to be doing very little. Fuming with impatience, the squirrel complained to Sergeant Onwell. "Sitting round here with our tails and waiting, this is all we've been up to, Sarge?" Onwell knew the Brigadier's mind from long experience. He tried to clarify things to Doogie. "Steady on, Mr. Plum. We've got some tired and hungry troops, you know. The patrol have gone without victuals and made a double-forced march to get here. There needs to be feeding and a short rest, and for you, mate, Tam Brigadier reckons I'm back to the report soon. If you can't come by the time every beast is fed and watered and rested, then we'll wake up and the trail again, sharpish." Still fretful at the delay, Doogie wolfed down a bowl of leek mushroom soup, relishing that he too had not eaten in a long time. Corporal Wesker refilled Doogie's bowl, continuing the attempt to talk some sense to the disillusioned squirrel. "Weary paws and empty tums ain't much perishing good to any chap, particularly if you have to go scouting on double after rascally cowards of vermin. What? Imagine what'd happen if we caught up to 'em and charged straight into a battle of blackguards. It'd be right old how would you do?" But Doogie would not be appeased. "Ah, you're just sitting around like a bunch of little babies, and the ones who care about what happens to my main Tam." It's immediately rewarded by the sound of Tam's voice hailing the camp. "Hello, patrol! My Tam, my brother, coming, wounded friend. Put up your blades." The border warrior strode in with Turkin hop skipping behind him, passing Doogie on the way over to the brigade. Tam collected his shield. He gazed at Doogie and with mock severity, "Had a good nap, didn't find feed, do you, pluggy? Hey, lead to the hard, desperate life suffering back here." The Highlander was delighted to see Tam back safe, but he masked his feelings by sculling darkly. "Ah, you just know, look at you, you time McBurley prayed for Scruffy and a featherback dancing behind you." Doogie escaped back a pace, and Turgan's beak snapped close to his nose. The hawk eyed him dangerously. "Right, Burrow wanted this bird to slay little fat one." Further exchanges of welcome were cut short by the Brigadier's arrival. He waved his stick. "Oh, there you are, Tam. What's to report, huh, bucko?" The warrior informed the Brigadier that he would take in the place. Grimshaw listened intently, then packed back and forth, twirling his mustache and planning the next move. I say, the villains are headed for Redwall. What? We've precious little time and dilly-dally. Our task has been to jolly seat. Still more important, recapturing a drum. Immediate actions, what's needed. Sergeant, are you listening to me? Orders? One will snap to attention. I am all orders and ears, sir. Brigadier scratched a rough sketch on the ground with his swagger stick. Righto, these are the moves. The patrol's right here. Yonder is the abbey, and there's the vermin. Someplace twixt the flippin' two. Now our job is to get ahead of the foe and reach Redwall to defend it. Tam and I will want to take Plum and the money. Your task is to get to Redwall first. Before the vermin or the patrol, you must warn your friends of the danger in case they're attacked before we arrive. I know I'm asking a blinking lot, but if I'm any judge of gallopers, you're the lads who will do the job. You'll have to travel like the bloomin' clappers. Well, chaps, are you game? The answer Tam passes the shield to Crimson. You can return this to me later, sir. I'll be at Redwall waiting for you to arrive with it. Can you find some beast to fix up the Scarhawk's wings, sir? Tergant's taken a bad wound. I didn't know I could, but I'm no great healer, sir. Tam winced at the hawk's beak wrapped in his paw. Scarhawk, this bird go with you. Burrow plenty time to fix wing when all vermin are killed. Once glance at the furry in the bird's eyes told that the bird had no beast to hold him back. Looks like you picked an extra galloper, laddie, and jolly perilous one at that. What? Tam nodded in agreement. What? The twins, Kirsty and Dancy, marched up with the soup and a flagon of cold cider. Corporal, what's good compliments, sir? Food for the galloper before he sets off, sir. Tam and Tigger ignored the soup, but each took a gulp of cider. Tam wiped a paw across his mouth. Tell Buddy thanks, but we've no time for riddles. Freddy Doogie, let's get underway for the Abbey. Brigadier Crumpsaw appeared through the dust cloud, and the four left and dashed off. Forward the buffs, that's the spirit. What? There's Kirsty and Darcy disposing of that Tucker. I've got work for you two young rips. The two gulped the soup, slung aside the bowls. Works for us, sir? Command away, sir. The monocle eye flinched from one to the other. Find the quickest way to Redwall Abbey patrol. For the patrol, one that'll take us away from the path and the vermin. I want to surprise the scoundrels when they reach Redwall. Well, don't stand there on your jaws flapping. I promoted you back to galloping scouts. Don't disappoint me this time, do you hear? The two hares beamed, shoving their chests out and bursting and saluting several times. Yes, you jolly well, sir. Rely on us, sir. Rather, you won't regret this, sir. Thanks for absolute bags. Sergeant One Will's strident bellow rang around the camp. Come on, you sloppy idle creatures. Let formed up the ranks, ready to march immediately, if not sooner. Front and rear markers myself and Darien flankers and Wapsnitch and Boiladary. Nah, then, me lucky babes. You're going to be double marching, so blinking hard that your paws push old into the rocks. Straight up those backs look smart. Any beast dropping or losing a weapon on the march will be on a frenzer. Do you hear me? Flimity and Flimity, don't you answer that question. Ice front, you blushing beauties. Long patrol, by right. Quick double, march! Brigadier Cumsor marched out spritely ahead of the flag. It was a straight, rapid pace, and he forbid all noise and singing for obvious reasons. However, as the commanding officer, he sang a little verse from an old song that he had learned during his young seasons in the ranks, unaware that the smiling faces behind him, the youngest of whom thought the brigadiers and officers were full of blown, their resounding voices and mustaches. Crumshaw smiled to himself as he recalled his younger days, singing away. To hell's gates or to glory, we all march in style. To warrior hair without a care, we'll see you in a while. No time for tears or droopy ears or blades or laid to rust, as off we roll along patrol and stranglers eat our dust. Chapter 18, with an otter and a squirrel. Be the best you can be, is only you can be. Bye-bye and bye-bye now.